Hello, I'm Jean Robinson, a member of the ministry team at St John the Baptist Church, West Byfleet, and I'm here to share with you a thought for today on this Friday, the 11th of June. Well, what lovely weather we've had over this past week, and it's encouraged many of us to get out and about as much as we can. I've been very fortunate enough to be able to sit in my garden for a bit this week. And the other day I was sitting back and I looked at the sky and noticed just how blue it was. Way up high I could see a very faint vapour trail of some invisible plane going across that blueness. And it made me wonder just how high up that plane actually was. And then my mind began wandering to think about the incomprehensible vast expanse of the universe, that little bit of the universe in which we are living, and the even greater expanse of the universe that we know nothing about. How awesome it can all seem, and how insignificant it can make us feel, seemingly no more than a tiny speck in the created order. And of course, in many ways, that's what we are. The psalmist must have felt this when he wrote, thinking about the wonder of God's creation. When I look at the heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have established, what are human beings that you are mindful of them? Mortals, that you care for them. And yet, Psalm 8 goes on to remind us that God uniquely values human beings, and we are created in God's own image. Yet, you have made them a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honour. Indeed, we know God not only as Creator, but through the person of Jesus we discover God as one who continues to love, care for and sustain all that God has created. We are reminded that however insignificant we might feel, we are each unique individuals, loved by God, and each having our own special contribution to make in life. Well, we may never receive honours or get rewards. Our name may not go up in lights or appear in any record books. Our name may only ever be known by that relatively small, limited circle of family and friends and colleagues. But however small our contribution might be to the bigger scheme of things, it's a contribution of significance that is uniquely our contribution, and we need to make it a good one. There's an old saying that says, if you cannot do great things, then do small things in a great way. Wherever we may find ourselves, whatever we do, whatever task may come our way, we can choose to do it as well as we can in that great way. We may not all be destined for greatness in this life, but we are all of value and are capable of making a difference for good. To live a life that is the best we can be, not trying to be who we are not, but to be truly who we are, to live our best self, to the praise and glory of God, the source of all life and love. George Herbert, priest and poet living in the 17th century, wrote a number of hymns. And in one he suggests that even the most menial tasks that come our way can be made special if done in praise of God. One of them says this: all may of thee partake, nothing can be so mean, which with this tincture for thy sake will not grow bright and clean. A servant with this clause makes drudgery divine, who sweeps a room as for thy sake, makes that and the action fine. The prayer I offer with today's thought is the first verse of that same hymn by George Herbert. Teach me, my God and King, in all things thee to see, and what I do in anything, to do it as for thee.